the RAD Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the RAD Podcast. I'm producer Brandon from the Rob Anybody and Don Show. I'm joined here with Kyle.
Hey, what's up?
And I'm also joined with Greg Siewers. He's the owner and operator of MAP Training, which stands for Mixed Athletic Performance Training.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
How are you, Greg?
I'm phenomenal. Been a good morning.
Good. And welcome. You are now one of the official newest RADvertisers.
I'm feeling official.
That's great, man. We're so happy to have you on board, especially with the type of business that you have to offer. Because not only have I been on this fitness journey, but Kyle has actually expressed some interest in going on his own fitness journey. So this is almost serendipitous for the RAD family here.
That's going to be awesome. I know it's a little bit hard getting started. I mean, I'm sure you remember what that was like.
That's the hardest part. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You know, we have such a huge range of people at MAP already, and I've been doing it so long. Where there's a will, there's a way, you know? So once you make the decision to get started, it's all downhill from there.
Right on. And how long has MAP training been around?
MAP came about in 2013.
And how did you just decide one day I'm going to be a trainer and just started it? How did that come about?
So it's kind of funny. I've actually been a professional paintball player for 16 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So there's my background. And in the process of that, I started working at a gym as like a summer job, and I hated it. Mm-hmm. So I had the summer job. I went into childcare. If you can picture me teaching little kids anything. Childcare. Yeah.
Like what? Like you're
babysitting?
Yeah.
I am babysitting. Yeah. 100%. I was at a big gym and I was babysitting.
Wow.
And I was miserable. And I walked into the back office literally to tell my manager, like, yo, man, I'm out 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I was talking about I was going to school for nutrition and then I'm going to quit. I'm going to go do this paintball thing full time. Mm-hmm. And the fitness manager overheard me. She's like, so you have a degree in nutrition? Yeah. You play sports? I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you want a job? Sure. And that is how I got into personal training.
Oh, that's awesome.
Total like luck of the draw.
So how did you get into babysitting? Was it just the job that was available?
Totally.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, you know, my friends were swim instructors. I went out there for the summer, did that thing. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, well, I kind of need a job while I'm in college. So I just kind of like faded into the internal gym after that.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 32 now.
Oh, 32?
I've lived a hard life, man. These grays didn't come from nowhere.
Oh, man. You're a young, spry buck. How does one become a professional paintballer?
I get that question a lot. So it's just like any other sport, only you don't do it at school.
Right.
You know, there's regional leagues, local teams, national leagues, different versions of everything. Mm-hmm. And you just slowly but surely work your way up the ranks until someone goes, hey, kid, you want to try to play pro? And that was me.
Right on. So when you got into training, did you ultimately decide I want to do this and start my own business? How did that come about?
So that was down the same path that most trainers go. You know, you go into a big corporate gym and you're like all excited to get going. And then you realize that it's not always about the client. It's often about profits, supplement sales, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, after 2 years of experience and kind of realizing that's what it was about, I said, you know what, I think I can do it better. So I strayed out on my own, and that's when MAP started. And I went through all the stages where I went through mobile training, where I packed up, you know, a handful of pieces of equipment into the back of my Mazda and carted it around to parks. And then I contracted out of other gyms, eventually started working out of my garage. And then lo and behold, last year opened up MAP, the physical facility in Roseville.
Last year, that's right in the middle of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic.
I love challenges.
Well, that's definitely a big challenge. And how did that go? Did you find it to be a challenge? Like, did you find it to be difficult to do that during that time?
I did, only because people were so unsure. You know, I was very comfortable working during the time, and I had a handful of clients that were feeling the same way, which is why I went ahead and, you know, tried to take action. And where there's chaos, there's opportunity. You know, the world was kind of going crazy. Rents were cheap. There was opportunity. There's open spaces. So why not roll the dice on yourself?
And so many people during last year were on this kick of, we're going to get healthy, we're going to get fit, we're on this together, we're going to go and be, you know, the world's going to be our gym. Did you find that to be kind of an easy springboard to work off of with that kind of mindset, aside from those that were worried about everything?
It did, because, you know, like we were just talking about, people were getting in the mentality of, hey, I'm ready to do something, which is the biggest step to take. But it never fails, you know. My gym now, I had half of that gym in my garage. I still didn't want to work out there, man. Yeah. It helps to be able to leave your home, to go see someone, to to get out and about so that you're focused on what you're doing. So the home gym thing was great, but people needed something more.
Absolutely. It's so hard. I can see how people can do it, but for me personally, I do need to get out of the house, and I need somebody to kind of give me that structure to help to guide me through it, because there's so many workout programs out there that you could do on your own, all these P90Xs and beach bodies that you can do from your couch, from your living room. But it's like, okay, I'm seeing them doing it. They're telling me to do it, but maybe I'll do 8 instead of 10 reps. It's so easy to stray from that when you don't have somebody helping you hold yourself accountable.
So true. And the kitchen is just so close. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so, you have your gym set up, which is in the Sacramento area, but does everybody have to come to Sacramento, the Roseville area specifically, where your gym is located? Does everybody have to come to the gym to work out with you?
Absolutely not. So that was actually one of the big things with being a professional paintball player. While I was doing that full time, I didn't want to give up personal training. So I actually had moved MAP training completely online. Wow. And during that process, we were fully online for about 5 years, and we built out our own custom app, personalized workout routines. Everything's based on tutorial videos. We build out meal plans on there, and it's only gotten better since. So one thing that we do offer is online training through our app.
And we, Kyle and I, not the mouse in my pocket, have been able to use the app for a couple of weeks now. I know Kyle just got started last week.
I'm on day 3 too. Well, I mean, I signed up this weekend. I got started on Saturday morning, and then kind of went through the tutorials, and then saw that he set me up the meal plan, the exercises, and I started looking over those. And then today I started the meal, but haven't done the exercise yet. So I'm still kind of playing with it.
And I've never had any experience with a map designed so well, specifically for fitness. I know there's so many different types of fitness oriented apps, but yours is so different because you basically have the training program, the trainer, the nutritional plan all into one package. It's a sweet deal as far as getting started, and for those who are questioning if they want to, it's just so simple and so seamless. I mean, I know that for me personally, I do appreciate the workout plans and the videos that go along with it, because sometimes you don't know how the move goes, and to have that catered to each workout, to each day, is so cool.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are liking it. That was the tutorial videos is really what made me kind of attack the online process, was because all the other trainers I saw doing these online programs, it was live on Skype, but if you don't record it, you're still working out from home, that kind of thing. You can't really take that to the gym. So I wanted something that I could still help people and instruct them with, but not have them be on my clock, right? So now you can take that to the gym, and you still have a 20-second excerpt telling you what to do and letting you get back to work quickly, So it was trying to make it as in person as it could without actually being there.
Plus, you're a pretty good looking dude, and I'm sure you like to look at yourself on those videos, right?
I mean, I like to say so myself, but
so you're basically because of the MAP app, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
With the MAP app, you're basically worldwide. So how far has your reach gone so far?
So the furthest I have is Australia.
No way.
Yeah, so I've got a couple German clients, a couple of Australian clients, and I've had a few out of Thailand here and there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but literally worldwide.
And how are you getting the word out that far? Is it literally word of mouth?
So the furthest people have been through paintball, because
cool.
I've literally traveled the world playing.
Okay. No kidding.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been to every continent except Antarctica. There's no paintball there. And then all these different countries. So that's kind of where it got started. And, I've always kind of been a little bit of a fitness buff. So in my industry, I became known as that. And then these people started asking me like, hey, I kind of want to play like you. I kind of want to look like you, X, Y, Z.
Right.
So, being the good looking guy that I am, I started creating things to try to help them do that. So.
Right. And I mean, I'm not really privy to the whole paintball community, but it ranges from the children to adults, probably well into their middle age and beyond, right?
Absolutely.
So the whole scope of, as you get older, you want to maintain that health and that wellness, and to be able to keep up with those young bucks.
Right.
So what's the oldest range that you have as far as what you're training with?
As far as I'm training, I mean, plenty outside of paintball. Our oldest client right now is about 70 years old.
No way.
And our youngest is 4. Yeah, so like I said, we have a huge range. Most of the kids are coming in for sports training, agility training, a lot of kickboxing. That's something that we've focused on along the way. It's
Kyle
super
and I
fun.
want to get in on that.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
And then the older people, they're just, I say older, the people in their 70s are just looking to be healthy, look to pick up their grandkids, stand up and down without being achy. So, there's a little bit for everybody.
Right on. And so with when people are getting started with MAP training, how would one start?
For the online or the in-person?
For the online.
For the online, it's really simple. So if you go to our website, which is trainwithmap.com, you can hit the online services button, and there's actually free trials, and there's an opportunity to sign up. And once you click in, everything gets super easy. It's going to show you how to download the app. It's going to give you a couple of samples once you're in the app, as far as like workouts go, a meal plan. And then that gives me about a day or two to get in there and make everything custom for you. So, you know, if you are trying to pick up a grandkid, if you're dealing with an injury, if you have gluten intolerances, like whatever your situation may be, we'll find a way to work around it. And that's where I come in and customize everything.
And that's one thing that also sets you apart from a lot of these other fitness apps, is that you're doing this yourself. There's no automation involved, is there?
No, there's a welcome message and like that initial, you know, hey, here's a sample, just so you can get used to clicking through the app. But other than that, it's me sitting at the computer and clicking through and getting them all done.
That's awesome. Like, how do you find time to manage so many clients like
Sleep's
that?
Overrated. And I love pre-workout. No, really, you get pretty efficient. I've been writing meal plans for over 10 years.
Okay.
And a lot of the workout routines, you start to see themes. You know, certain knee injuries tend to act the same way. Certain age groups or personality types tend to train the same way. So you can have some overlap there and start to build off things that you already have. So it does become a little bit quicker.
Okay.
And then you just start honing it in week by week.
It just really depends on what the individual's goals are, and then you can just plug them into whichever formula works best. And I mean, with the experience that you have, it must be pretty easy to do.
For the most part. I mean, there's definitely some scenarios now where it's like, well, both my knees have been blown out. I can't eat gluten. I can't eat dairy. I can't eat whey. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we're going to eat peas?
Yeah.
No.
Can you have oxygen?
Can you have oxygen? Yeah, some of the questions get a little weird. But no, I mean, like you said, it is beginning to get a little bit quicker and easier to do that, which is how we manage so many people.
And I think it can be so intimidating for somebody who's just getting started, especially if they've never had any fitness experience. I mean, first of all, the cost of food. Like, isn't food expensive? Like for a nutritional diet that is based around fitness, isn't it expensive?
You know, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Only because that's when people go 0 to 100. They're like, well, I was eating chicken wings yesterday and now I want grain-free, GMO-free, no packaged goods. Like, listen, take a deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the basics. Let's get your proteins and carbohydrates on track. So chicken is cheap. Eggs are cheap. Vegetables are really cheap. You don't need organic stuff. Right. So as long as you're willing to do a little bit of work, it's not expensive.
Right.
If you want the quick fix, yeah, you're looking at $7 an item.
And, you know, we are also living in a time now where supply chains are making things a little bit more difficult to get stuff. And there is the raising prices for everything that we're dealing with because of aforementioned supply chains and labor issues. But it's still cheaper than getting the packaged foods and the fast foods that you get that are ultimately horrible for you.
Yeah, I mean, if it qualifies as food, I mean, some of that fast food, I don't even qualify as food. I don't know if you're getting any nutrients from that. So yeah, you could probably get a $1 taco from Taco Bell and be okay, but
yeah,
how long?
Right. Probably a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So Kyle, what are your fitness goals in general? You've mentioned to me behind the scenes and some stuff that you've done in the past. What's your history with working out, and what are you trying to get out of this goal?
So out of high school, I was pretty big. I was 233 pounds, like 6 foot. I was a big, chunky little kid. I had a friend who was training to be a personal trainer as well. So he used me as the guinea pig, brought me into 24-hour fitness at the time. We started working out like 3-4 days a week. He started telling me like how to eat, cut down on, you know, sugars and carbs and everything. I ended up dropping a lot of weight. I got down to 195 pounds. That was a really good weight for me at the time. Stopped hanging out for a while, and then I started working in the food industry, and of course I got big again. And then I started doing keto a few years ago, dropped back down again, back to like almost 200 pounds. And then I just slip into my old habits again. So here I am. I'm still rocking the beer gut, the dad bod, and I can't stand looking at myself anymore. And I figure, like, if we've got MAP training on with us, then I need to kick myself into gear and prove to myself that I can actually do this. And if I've got everybody behind my back, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think that one thing that's great about the MAP app is that, Greg, you were telling me that you can see the last time we were all logged in.
Don't give away my secrets.
But that accountability is real, and I think by Kyle, you proclaiming that you wanted to make this change and you know, having the audience behind us, it's almost like this massive accountability buddy that we have. And I know that Kyle and I both might have different goals, but I think the end result's going to be the same. It's just to feel better, look better, and just live a better life. And ultimately, that's what the MAP app and MAP training can provide, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you said a couple of my trigger words, right? So one, you said keto.
I know. I saw the diet and I was like, I was doing keto for the few days, and I was like, he just ruined that one for me. All right, what's up with that?
Right. So I don't have anything against keto, but I don't think it's a lifestyle.
Okay.
Like you said, you did keto, you lost a bunch of weight, and then you put it right back on.
Yeah, I did.
There's a bunch of reasons why that might happen, but the biggest one is it's super restrictive, and then it leads you to generally unhealthy foods like bacon, right? Or whatever other fatty item you come up with.
Bacon.
Yeah, which
constantly snacking on
inherently,
salami.
yeah, inherently those aren't incredibly healthy for your actual body. And then same thing when you said your last trainer, he had me cutting carbs and sugar. Well, you're heading towards keto there, and yeah, you're immediately going to lose weight because water in itself is stored 3 to 1 with every molecule of carbohydrate stored in your body. So you're going to lose a ton of water weight immediately.
Oh.
That's that initial drop that you see with keto and low carb diets.
That's what that is?
Mostly water.
Oh.
And you also have natural carbohydrate stores in your body that are going to start to drain away. So you start to lose energy, you have that little lull, and then your body kicks into gear again. But they're very restrictive, right? I'd much rather have you have a balanced diet where you learn to eat and then you start training your body to operate at different calorie amounts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love bread. I was telling you guys, I want my whole life to taste like a peanut butter cup, and I do my best to make that happen. So I don't expect more from you guys.
Yeah, I saw you had peanut butter in on my diet, and I was like, I get to eat that?
Yeah. Right? I mean, this is something that I actually joked about with Rob is, whatever is in your life, one of the questions on the consultation when you first sign up for the app is, what are your staple foods? What will you not give up no matter what I say? And what will you not eat? So if you will not eat chicken, that's okay. We'll work around that. And if you're like, listen, man, if I don't have my whiskey at night, things are bad. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll write calories in so you can have a whiskey. You can live your life and still be in shape.
What type of what other type of features on the app are included? Now I know that there's a little bit of a Big Brother type of feel with the app. But I do love this feature when I can have my Apple Watch tied into the app and I can see the progress that I've made on my app, on my watch on the app. It's like it's all synced up. So you can see how many hours of sleep I'm getting, see how many calories I'm burning, see the actual workouts and the steps. It's almost like you could just follow us around without even being there. And I think that's so cool.
I'm always watching. No, it is really cool. There's so many different apps and features and pieces of equipment. It's just really nice to have a couple of charts in one place because seeing progress matters. They say write down your goals, cross out your to-do list. Like all those things matter when it comes to a mental state, especially when you're trying to work out, achieve something big like changing your fitness career or your life. So being able to see a graph on your watch, the app links to Fitbit, Apple Watch, Garmin. It links to MyFitnessPal if you're tracking your own food outside of our meal plans. And it pops all these graphs into one place so we can see how many inches are coming off your waist, see how much weight you're losing or gaining or whatever your goal is. It's all right there.
Yeah. And I like that the meal plans themselves make it so much easier for me to track my food because that's my biggest crux. That's my that's my Achilles heel is logging my food. It's just one of those disciplines that I have not been able to pick up on. So to be able to have that nutrition plan in front of me, it helps me check off those boxes as I'm going out throughout my day.
Totally. And there's cheats, right? So what I do after having done this for so long, I don't track my calories day to day. I track it like once a month just to get myself back on track. So I know what my 8 ounces of chicken looks like or my cup of rice. And then I eyeball it for a month. And if my weight shifts, I fix it from there. But that's just over time. Some really quick cheats when you're looking at your meal plan about a serving of protein is the size and thickness of your palm.
All right.
A tablespoon of fat is the size of your thumb. A cup of carbohydrates is the size of your fist, and 2 cups of veggies is 2 cupped hands filled.
Oh, that's
Okay.
easy.
Right? Easy, quick fix.
Yeah, I like that.
No scale needed.
And you could also, just to keep adding to this whole Big Brother feel of the app, I'm not trying to deter anybody from this. But this is what's great is the connectivity, this hands-on type of connection that you have with a personal trainer like Greg, who you can instant message us and check in on us all the time. Like you've been checking in on me, and I haven't been able to keep up on things, but I love the fact that you are able to stay in touch with people and make sure that they're staying on top of their game.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a reminder like, hey, how are things going? And I know they're going bad because you haven't signed in the week, right? But it's okay. It's just a reminder like, hey, man, it's still here when you need it. If you need something changed, I'm right here. I'll switch out an exercise. Something doesn't feel right. Meal plan sucks. I just learned that I hate broccoli. Whatever it is, right? We can just make those quick adjustments.
There's another thing that I noticed, that there's actually a community board up there for various things to help encouraging each other who are in the program. I thought that's fantastic, because there's nothing better than having a group of people lifting each other up throughout their process.
Yeah, I actually stole the idea from my paintball team.
Oh, really?
We have a couple of guys that are like into fitness and into the whole like motivation scene. So we have a little side group chat where we just hype each other up and like, oh, I did this today. Oh, I did that. Oh, check this out. And just like constantly trying to one up each other. And it just makes us all better. And I was like, man, why don't I create something like that within the app? So yeah, we have a community board, a recipe board, which is where I drop a couple of things here and there. Other people that find like meal tweaks that they like. And then we have a motivation board, which, drop in whatever you like.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. You mentioned that your youngest client is 4 years old.
Yeah.
Now you have a focus on youth. I see that you also have a program for high school interns. What would that entail?
Yeah, so the high school interns were coming in because we started working with Acton Academy, which is a private school just down the street from our gym in Roseville. And they wanted to get into a kickboxing scene for one of their 6-week programs. So we took these kids anywhere from, that age group was about 10 to 16, that had never put gloves on before, and we basically got them like ripping, where our biggest combo was a 50-move combo on the thigh pads. Yeah, it was like a 60-second combo. It was huge. Wow. And they were killing it. They were so excited to be learning all the techniques and taking care of each other. And that one was cool because it taught them a lot of discipline along the way too. You always have to tell the kids, like, I'm going to teach you a lot of cool fight stuff. Don't use it on your sister, your brother, your mom, your siblings, whatever, right? So it's just a really cool, like, built-in feature.
Now, Kyle, you have some mixed martial art experience, don't you?
Yeah, I studied and coached with Shoryuken Kempo for a while, and also did a little bit of jiu-jitsu and screama stick fighting. So I do miss sparring a lot. So the whole kickboxing thing got me really excited. I was like, that was good exercise. That was great cardio. And it gives you discipline. Keeps, like you saying, doing the combos, keeping track and everything. A lot of focus.
Yeah, it gamifies it a little bit. That's what we always say. We have agility lights that are like, hey, how many lights can you hit in a certain amount of time? And it's literally just a game, but you just ran like 100 shuttle runs, and you just didn't even notice because it was fun.
That's awesome.
Kickboxing's just like that.
Is that it? Do you do any sparring programs too, or is it strictly just training the moves and games?
Strictly training right now. So we do the Thai pads, the boxing mitts, and heavy bag work. I'd like to get into some sparring scene, but we're just not there yet.
Okay. Kyle and I will probably do some sort of like fight club thing in the alleyway behind the gym.
Sounds good, man. You tell me when.
we won't tell anybody about it.
Perfect. I'm in.
So, but speaking of your gym, it's located in the Roseville, California area on Vernon Street. How would one start that process of going to the gym? Do they just need to show up? Is it explain how that works?
I got you. So the gym is 24/7 for our members. So we have an electronic keypad where everyone can key fob in, very similar to other 24-hour gyms. But to get started, the easiest way is, again, just go to the website and click the "Hey, I'm interested" thing, and it'll say, here's name, email address, contact number, and just say, hey, I'm close to Roseville or I'm not. You can let us know, because I'm there around 3:30 a.m. So I'm usually leaving midday, and there's not always a trainer there in the evening. So it's better just to schedule an appointment. Everyone that does want to come into the gym, we offer a free personal training session.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, our gym doesn't have any machines in it. It's all free weights, open work, that kind of thing.
Oh, that's good.
So we like to give everyone almost like a tutorial, like an open workout. Hey, let's give you a direction, anything else. And that way you're all set up and you know your way around.
Right on. And so you're 24/7. That's pretty trusting. I mean, but do you go through a certain process of, I'm sure there's waivers that somebody has to sign and make sure that they protect your location. But do people enjoy going in the middle of the night?
They do. I actually have a handful of people that love to work out like between midnight and 2 a.m.
Okay.
More power to them. I'm not doing that, but yeah, there is a little bit of trust to it in that, we have products like our hats, t-shirts, that kind of thing. I leave them out on the table. I haven't had anything disappear.
Right.
And we have a really cool community. It's really supportive. All the trainers know all the members, that kind of thing. And we want to keep it that way regardless of size. So when the time comes that we have to look out for what we're doing, we're going to sort through those people and make sure they're not around.
So speaking of the community, you if you join in with MAP training, you will probably, the audience, might run into people like Charlie from Black Dog Graphics. He's training there right now, right?
Yeah, he's a 5 a.m. guy, so you're going to have to show up early to come see Charlie. But yeah, he's there a couple days a week. Shelby's been in and out. Shelby from UWL Mortgage.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
he was
Shelby
around
Elias.
for well over a year. So he's in and out now that he's back. But
That's great. And you know, with that type of community, it's a great networking opportunity for businesses that are local, right?
oh, it's incredible. And actually, Charlie keeps hassling me for having not done more with this.
Oh, really?
But however it's worked out, our main members, clientele, however you want to say it, are business owners, CEOs, managers, that kind of thing. So we have a lot of people in this area that have done work together. You know, the GM from Zebra Construction and Restoration is there. She's helped me and my wife out in our property management business.
Oh, nice.
Charlie set me up, you know, even to talk to you guys. So it's just been this huge little back and forth that's been really helpful.
Made this great cup right here, which I was telling Greg before the recording here. These cups are great, but this lid is so tight, and I don't know. It's such great engineering with it. But I have to be in training in order to lift this lid off of the cup.
More bicep curls.
Yeah, it's a good thing I'm training for that. With the other trainers though, it's not just you. How many other trainers are at MAP training?
So I have 4 other trainers in house. They don't have anything to do with the online business at this point. That's solely me. But we brought 4 other trainers in that we contracted. I say we as in me, myself, and I.
Right.
Contracted at MAP because we did have so many people that wanted to join in, and some people don't want to do classes or group sessions or whatever. So we wanted to have people on board that I had a lot of faith in that could do one-on-one sessions.
What are the group sessions like?
So the group sessions are, I call them team training.
Oh, cool.
Team training because there's 5 people. We cap it at 5. Reason being is because I want to be a trainer, not a coach. I don't want to rah 20 people running around the gym. I'd rather have 5 people that I can help. And that seems to be the cap where, like, yeah, I can help you individually and the other 4 are going to be okay at the time. But yeah, we offer classes 5 days a week, including kickboxing. And then the other team training classes are totally up to me. Some days it's agility, some days it's cardio, some days it's strength training, some days it's power. I try to mix it up, which is where MAP actually stemmed from, mixed athletic.
I think that's one thing. It, like the big box gyms, when you're working with the trainer, it can be so stagnant. It's like, it's going to be arms on every Tuesday. You know, it's going to be legs every Thursday, and it's almost like you can build yourself up to dreading those things because it's just kind of the same rigmarole every week. But I like that it also goes into that whole muscle confusion thing, right? Which is a huge tactic in training, right?
Absolutely. I mean, as a general sense, the reason I'm in fitness is because I never want to look at something and worry that I can't do it. So if I have to do a pull-up, if I have to pick up my kid, if I have to jump over a car, whatever it is, I want to look at it and be like, Psh, I got that, right? Yeah.
I used to be able to do pull-ups and I can't anymore. Now how disappointed I am. It sucks.
I get that. I understand that. But this really stemmed because I actually had a client that I saw for a short time. She was, really deconditioned, had a hard time moving for more than 20 seconds at a time. And she originally came to see me because she tripped stepping onto a curb and knocked all of her teeth out. Oh, all of her teeth. Yeah. Because she couldn't catch herself. Wow. She couldn't stumble. She couldn't catch herself, nothing. And I was like, I can't ever live like that, right. And it almost like scared me into wanting to be fit. But at the same time, I do this for a living and I only have like 45, 50 minutes of like hardcore motivation before I'm over it. Yeah. So you got to keep the workouts tough, keep them interesting. I'm not going to be like, do a plank for 3 minutes. Talk to you in a minute. Right. No, not happening. Not happening.
So if somebody doesn't want to necessarily jump right into the kickboxing or the kettlebell training or the Olympic lifting, but they want to get healthier, do you offer a program where it's just the nutritional plan so that they can at least get started in the healthier lifestyle?
Absolutely. So that's something we offer through the app. It's built out just like the actual full online program, but we just hone it down to just doing the meal plan. Nice. So what I'm offering for people that want to do just the meal plan is I'm writing 2 menus at a time. Typically, when I write a meal plan, it's written as one perfect day with a macronutrient guideline, meaning calories, protein, fat, and carbs. That way you have a little bit of freelancing. You can get used to how much food you're actually trying to eat. Most people I tell to eat more than they're eating now. We can talk about that at some point. But they have one menu, and then we build off that menu as we go because it's going to coincide with their workouts. When you're just in the nutrition program, you get 2 separate menus so that you have more to choose from, more to play with, and it's going to keep you on track more often, especially when we're not controlling your workouts.
What are macros? I think that when people hear that word, they're like, their eyes glaze over. Or they think, oh, this is going to be way too complicated for me.
Yeah.
Try to explain macros for those who don't know what they are.
Macros are what give you energy. So calories give you energy. Calorie providing things are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. And the portions that you eat those in are really important. So without getting too sciencey, we just balance those percentages of your total food intake to get you on track, right? Because if I eat 3,000 calories a day, but 2,000 of it is carbohydrates, I'm going to put on weight, right? But I don't have to avoid that completely, and vice versa for any of the macronutrients.
And so I think that we had a meeting a while back, and you were telling a story about somebody who was not eating enough. They had to eat more food to lose weight.
Yes.
How does that work?
Going to blow your minds.
Please.
So obviously overeating in excess can cause you to put on fat or put on weight in some way, right? Undereating does the same thing, because when you undereat chronically, meaning like all the time, your metabolism is going to slow down. And when it slows down, you're going to start bailing on tissue that takes calories. Simply, that means muscle. You're going to start getting rid of muscle because it's constantly burning calories, and your body's very caveman-like in that it's going to preserve itself. Hey, save the organs, save the skin, save the brain. So ditch the muscle, metabolism slows down.
Whoa.
And then what happens is, as people eat less and less, their metabolism slows. Well, how can I help you lose weight if your metabolism is only burning 900 calories a day? I can't feed you 800. It'll just keep slowing down. So typically those first 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the person, I have them eating, depending on the person, 800 or 1,000 calories more than they're typically eating.
Wow.
And what happens is they stay the same weight. Maybe they put on a pound or two.
Yeah, I noticed that in my meal plan. I looked at it, I'm like, 2,300 calories. Isn't it regular, like 2,000? Like, I did get a little excited. I've been very excited about the food. But I also know I'm a bigger guy, too.
Right. And I mean, and this is the trick, right? If you look on Instagram, you see that dude with a 12-pack eating pizza. You're like, that ass.
But not dad ass, but that ass.
That ass. Reason being is because they're carrying so much muscle, right? And they probably didn't eat the whole pizza. It was for Instagram. But they can take those calories and actually use them to continue to build more muscle, because just standing there with holding that much muscle, they're burning more calories than any of us.
Oh.
Right? So sitting here with muscle, I'm burning more calories than the guy that's not carrying as much.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's kind of cool.
That seems to be, that's another one of my challenges personally, is that when I get into this mode, I will be really good about my food, and I'm excellent at working out, but I sometimes fall back on not eating enough. Like, it's so easy for me to not eat enough, and I know that my metabolism slows down, especially because I carry my stress. My stress manifests into stomach aches. And so, like, that's just something that I have to get out of this mental block that I have of myself, because it's hard for me to get into that mode of eating more food. It's just a challenge for me. I don't know. Like, how do you coach that into somebody, right?
So there's two ways. If you don't have a problem eating bigger meals at a single sitting, how you eat your meals or how often you eat your meals is far less important than the total consumption, right? So yeah, eat every 2 to 3 hours. Cool, that's ideal if you can do it, but most people can't. If you can eat a bigger meal, I make the joke, put food in your food. I put protein powder in my oatmeal, along with peanut butter, along with fruit, along with some other things, right? So my one little bowl is 700 calories out of my 3,000 for the day, right? So now I'm off to a good start. The other thing I tell people is just look at the clock. When you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated, right?
Right.
Most people know that. Yeah. So when you're hungry and your body's instituting pain, you probably should have already eaten. Same thing. Why are you waiting till you're hungry to eat?
Right. Yeah, and sometimes it's just, I don't know, like I forget to eat. That would be my, because I would just be working and I plugging away, and a couple hours pass by. Oh crap, I forgot to eat my lunch, and now I have to moved to my snack. Yep. But you're just saying, just eat your food, put the food in the food.
Food in the food, or for you it would be set the clock.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna eat at 7. Then I'm gonna eat again at 10. Then I'm gonna eat again at 12. You know, and if your alarm goes off or you see that time, all of a sudden you're gonna start to feel hungry. Kind of like Pavlov's dogs. You're gonna start drooling. You're gonna start realizing.
That's a good point, because it's like, what's the method? What's the formula? Like 28 days, it turns into a habit or a lifestyle type of thing. Is that how it works?
I have heard so many different time frames.
Yeah,
I like to say 2 weeks to get it going,
Yeah.
6 weeks to make a chemical change.
Okay.
Right? So
like
at 6 weeks at a new calorie level, you can be like, okay, this is where I operate now.
Yeah, because I was doing really good. I had the 3 square meals, and every dinner I would always add a protein shake. It would either be dinner or breakfast that I would try to do that in order to offset or supplement. And I don't know how that might have inhibited me or benefited me, but I'm basically going to be starting from square one again with you, Greg. So it'll be interesting to see how the changes take place, because I've been working with the trainer for almost 6 months now, and it's going great, but it doesn't focus so much onto the nutritional side. And I think that that's what's been holding me back.
Totally. And it is for most people in the sense that when your workout is going about an hour, I mean, that's such a small percentage of your day.
Right.
You know, that trainer is helping you for such a small portion of it, but your eating is like 80% of your day. So it just is going to have such a greater effect strictly based on the amount that it's affecting in 24 hours.
Yeah, and it's just that discipline. You just have to set for yourself. And obviously just setting an alarm might be the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to approach it depending on, you know, what your work schedule is or what your real motivation behind actually wanting to try is, and just working with that instead of trying to go, like I said earlier, 0 to 100. You know, you don't have to switch to chicken and broccoli right now. It's okay.
And so people that are listening, they probably might be intimidated by, oh no, it's a trainer. It's going to cost an arm and a leg to do it. But how much is it for somebody who just wants to get on the nutritional program on the MAP app?
It's $50 a month.
Wow,
It's nothing.
that is
A month. Wow. And I like to say that I'm going to give you if you're just on the nutritional side, right? You get your 2 menus. I like to say that I'm going to update the menus every 2 weeks, but realistically, it's totally up to that person or how your body's reacting. We may update it in 4 days. We may update it in 3 weeks. It's whatever you need to stay on track and keep the progress rolling. So that's less than most gym memberships.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And honestly, like with 2 menus per month, like that's a good stretch of time to see if it even works. But, you know, obviously you, like when you have the initiation process and you put in the questions like, what can you not live without? You are willing to work around and cater to what those individuals' tastes are. Like, you know, there was salmon in one of my nutritional plans. I was like, you know, I don't really want to have salmon. So you can just work around that type of thing with whoever the individual's tastes are, right?
Absolutely. And I'm not like diehard. This is what it has to be. You know, in my message behind writing your meal plans, I wrote, hey, here's a perfect day of eating. This is what it looks like. If you want to stray from this, maybe you link your MyFitnessPal and you track your calories for a day so we can see where you're at, make sure you're staying on track. Or if you don't like something, let me edit it. Most things are pretty interchangeable. You know, most vegetables, most proteins are interchangeable, right? There might be some small adjustments along the way, but there's really, I don't want to say no restrictions, but very few restrictions.
So if people wanted to get into the fitness side of the MAP app, and they can't come into the gym in Roseville, California, how much is that?
That's only $60 a month.
Oh my gosh.
So the way I write that, I mean, your meal plans obviously get the one plan to start, and then we build out as we go with your workouts. And then typically programs are 3 to 4 weeks with 5 to 7 workouts in each program. And I'll assign them on your calendar for each day. I'll do little check-ins with you. I'll adjust the workouts as you need. Sometimes I overestimate because I never want to underestimate people. But we can pull back and adjust them and make sure it works.
And so when you sign up for a gym membership and they want to go into the gym and work with a personal trainer, now that there might be an extra cost for the training, but to be a member, does that also come with the MAP app?
It does.
Oh, wow.
And that's also only $60 a month.
Oh my gosh. That's such a great deal. I'm so intimidated by some of the gyms that I've been to. It's cost hundreds of dollars a month just to go to the gym, and then on top of that, it's been hundreds of dollars for a trainer. It breaks the bank just to even get fit, and then it's like I don't even know how I'm going to pay for all these supplements that they want me to take, or this pre-workout, all this stuff. I can't afford it.
And I kind of like this idea where you give different options as well. Like if they want to do the workout or just the meal plans, or they can come into the gym. A lot of gyms will press you as soon as you go in there and sign up. They're like, hey, by the way, here's our personal trainer. Let's have them come and talk to you and smooth you into signing up with them. That's a lot of pressure. And then when you say no, they make you feel uncomfortable.
Right.
I'll never be that. I can't be that. That's literally why I broke away and made MAP in the first place. And you guys are going to get me ramped up here. Is
Yes.
One, we don't have salespeople at all. If you work with a trainer, you're working with that trainer. Maybe you say hi to me and you go work with someone else, or it's just me, whatever it is. But even when I do the sales training with my trainers, they never ask for sessions. Did you like it? Cool. Do you want to do more? Yes or no? Okay, awesome. Like, there is no pressure to it. I don't want you to be there if you don't want to be there, right? So I'll throw you a leash like, hey, is this what you like? Is this what you want? But by no means is there any force or pressure. And then with the trainers that are charging insane amounts of money that are here in the same area, I want to know what makes them so cool.
Right.
I'm pretty well educated.
Right.
You know, I've been doing this a long time. I've been a pro athlete. I'm an 8-time world champion. What makes them so cool?
Yeah,
I mean, get it.
It's the boutique experience, and maybe the water slides, and all the
Water slide. That's what I need.
I would have some fun.
it's all those fancy amenities that get people in the door, and
Totally.
then they try to sell you these overpriced supplements and things, and obviously that's where they get you. But it's so refreshing to have somebody who just wants to help people get healthier, get fit, and cater to their goals, whatever they are, without being pushy about it.
So you mentioned selling supplements back in your older gym days when you didn't like working there. What do you have any supplements at your gym, or do you offer any to anybody? Like, what's your thoughts on supplements?
So I'm a big supplement supporter,
Okay.
but I narrow down the scope as to what I like or what I recommend, because there's very few that I think need, but there's a ton that you can use. So the company that I've used for 7 years now is called First Form. Just a really high quality supplement that they've been producing for a very long time. They're very open about how they do it because the supplement world is very unregulated.
Oh.
It's kind of like the wild, wild west out there because the FDA doesn't actually regulate supplements versus
Really?
food. Yeah.
I had no idea about that. Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So there's some pre-workouts out there that are like equivalent to being on the streets with some drugs.
Yes, I've tried some. Yes, I heard about this magic thing called creatine, and my God.
So what about that though? Because I've been taking some creatine, and people have said it messes with your brain chemistry. Like, what is there some truth to that, or is it really bad for you?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Creatine monohydrate, which is like the number one produced supplement in the world and the number one most studied in history as far as supplements go, is totally safe. The whole point of creatine, to like blow out the media stuff, is it helps you produce more ATP, which is just like intramuscular energy so that you can do more.
Okay.
And to do that, it rushes blood and water to the muscles so that they swell. So it does use more water, but you think the bigger the muscle, the more volume, the more power it has. That's why a big guy has power, right? It's like simple science. So it does dehydrate you a little bit because it's using water faster.
That just means
that's
drink
it.
more water, right?
It just means drink more water.
Okay.
You naturally, as a human, produce creatine in your body. So you're just supplementing it to get a higher effect.
Okay. All right.
Turn on boost. So I was just wondering why, because you made that comment. It makes you feel like you're on the street with drugs, and that's how it made me feel when I do it.
Right?
I feel a little cracked out.
There's a lot of supplements out there like that. So I was actually telling Brandon I'm working on my own supplement line. I think we're a couple weeks out from our first few products. I'm really excited about them because I made them myself. I kind of picked and chose every ingredient that I liked and stacked it all together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super excited.
You're like a mad scientist back there.
I felt like it. I was like, put me in the lab. Let me mix and match.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's one thing for people to go into a gym and feel welcome. But people go in for different reasons, and they could be really emotional. And, a lot of personal reasons for people could turn them away from that. So how do you try to encourage somebody who's kind of on that level of, I don't know if I want to, but I'm trying to just dip my toes into it?
Really, we leave the door open.
Yeah.
It's if you want the help, we're here. If I see something that I can help you with, I might just like throw a line out, try to reach out, give you a simple tip to get you started. Make someone laugh. Like, I'm just trying to have a good time. I built that gym for me, and I just like to share it with everybody. Same with the plans, those were for me, and now I just share them.
Yeah.
But it's literally just that. There's no pressure. There's no sales pitch. There's no one in your face. There's no one looking over your shoulder. Just do your thing, and we're here if you want help.
I even liked how you said anybody who goes in there has control over the music in there as well.
Yeah. So it's actually funny. I had like screamo death metal playing one day, and my wife walked in. She's like, "This music's terrible. Nobody likes this music." And my 7-year-old lady was like, "I like it."
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah. But then when my wife comes in, she'll jump into one of our classes and she sets the music, and the ladies love her music set. So then they request it when they come in. I'm like, all right.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
One of the gyms I go to, they play a bunch of like, I don't know, top 40 pop. You can't get motivated by listening to some of that stuff. Sometimes you need that screamo death metal to get going.
Every now and then, you need something different, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the neighbors behind us probably like it at 4 a.m, but hey, so far so good.
Well, did you have any more questions for Greg, Kyle?
When can I go and do kickboxing?
You could go today if you wanted.
I just might.
Yeah. Hey, we could go right after this, but yeah, anytime, please.
Right on. And so anybody who wants to get involved with map training, the website again is
Trainwithmap.com.
awesome. And the map app is available in the App Store?
In the App Store. So if you go to the App Store, you're actually going to download the app Trainerize.
Trainerize.
That is our host app.
Got
So
it.
once you download that, you go ahead and select map training, and then everything will go poof into our colors, logos, everything.
Awesome.
And then it's all my beautiful face from there.
Right on. And from there, that's where they sign up and they can pick which program they want to go into, either it's fitness or nutrition or both.
The easiest way to do it is to go through our website. When you open up trainwithmap.com, there's a bar that says online services.
Awesome.
Click that, and once you click in, it's going to do everything for you. It'll send you an email welcoming you, offering you to download the correct app, walking you through the actual setup of it, and then there will be.
Outstanding. Greg Siewers, map training. Thank you so much for coming aboard and being the latest RADvertiser. And I'm so looking forward to this fitness journey that Kyle and I will be joining in on.
Absolutely.
And we'll be posting results, and I'm sure we'll have you back on more and talk about the progress that we've made as time goes on. So,
Can't wait.
thank you, Greg.
Right on.
Thank you.
The RAD
The RAD ProdCast.
The RAD Broadcast.